Hi, my name is Katie O'Brien. I was the American Sign Language teacher at Clear Lake High School for 9 years, and for 2 of those years, I had Rhys Griffin in my class. Rhys was a really awesome student to have, really unique young man. Rhys kind of on a daily basis doesn't have a whole lot of affect sometimes. He can almost seem what we would refer to as monotone, but in American Sign Language, facial expressions and body movement are a very, very huge part of the language. And so Rhys didn't have much of that unless he was actually signing because he was required to do so. And he really practiced and worked on making sure his face was correct when he was expressing himself. But on a daily basis, Rhys just kind of, that was Rhys. And I want to talk about his weaknesses first before his strengths, because so many times people ask for strengths first and then weaknesses. So it sounds like you're talking about something bad first instead of the good and then the bad. But to me, weaknesses aren't necessarily a bad thing, especially in Rhys's case. For example, the weaknesses that I labeled is sometimes Rhys can struggle to begin or end a conversation. But he responds really well to directness and bluntness. So if I'm like, hey, Rhys, you need to stop talking and go do your work, as a teacher, Rhys would go and do it. It wasn't a problem. The second weakness I have was that Rhys can be very direct or blunt himself, which some people can find jarring or rude, but for somebody like me, I actually appreciated it. That's just my personality. I'm very direct and blunt, and so I know there are a lot of people out there who do appreciate that sort of thing, and Rhys will always be very direct and very honest. And then the third thing I would say that Rhys is a weakness is that Rhys can struggle to break away from a single idea or see other people's perspectives sometimes when he has, no, this is the way it's done, this is the way it has to be done. That can definitely be a weakness, but it can also be a great strength depending on the situation. So that was the kind of the three weaknesses that I came up with. And then the three strengths that I came up with, number one, Rhys has drive. This young man is driven to succeed in whatever he focuses on. The second strength that I see is Rhys is highly ethical. To Rhys, things a lot of times are very black and white, and so this is the rule and you have to follow it. This is not a rule. We don't need that. This is the rule. Nope, that breaks a rule. No, this is the rule. And the third thing that I see as Rhys's strength is his passion. This young man is incredibly passionate when it comes to theater, when it comes to film, when it comes to performances, when it comes to voice work, when it comes to all of those kinds of things. I find this young man to be an incredibly passionate individual, and just in general in life, I think he has a lot of passion just for life in general, and I'm really glad to know him.